Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be back at you again. It's been a minute, but I'm here and I'm excited straight into the video. I've got my beautiful muse today, Latoya, and we're going to be playing with the Double Down X Medeaij collaboration products, which is an eyeshadow pigment and a beautiful highlighter. So to start off with Latoya, I'm going in to do her brows with the Benefit Precisely My Brow in number 5, and I kind of started that already before I remembered to turn the camera on, so please forgive me. So I just cleaned and shaped up the brows, and then I'm starting off the eyes by priming first off with the Morphe eyeshadow primer, and then after priming our eyes I'm going to go on and apply the base. I feel like same as you do with your face is what you should do with the eyes. So you prime before you apply your base. It should follow the same way with the eyes. It's something I've been doing lately and I've been enjoying it. And for the base, I'm using the P. Louise in 05. And I'm just packing that onto her lid all the way up to a crease and just blending it. So I'm going into my ZIKEL face powder palette there, and I'm going to just pick a combination of colors, and I'm going to use that to set her brow bone area. I used a cream concealer to carve out the brows. So to set that cream product in place, I need to do that with powder. Some people use eyeshadow. I've been enjoying using powders lately, and that's all I'm doing there. So to start the eyes off, I'm going into the Juvia's Place, what's that palette called? Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. But I'm picking the shade Morocco. I remember the shade. And I'm just packing that all through her crease. So I'm going to pack that on from the outer crease all the way through to the inner crease of her eyes first. After packing on is when I go on to blend. So all I'm doing there is literally just patting that color on. And then I'm going to pick up Fenty Beauty Coconutty Bronzer. And I will then go in with a fluffy brush and begin to use that to diffuse the edges of the shade Morocco. So that's literally all I'm doing there, and I'm blending in big circular and windshield wiper motions, picking up a little at a time as I go. So once I've done blending out the color there, I'm just going to wait for me to catch up. I'm going to go back into the Juvia's Place palette, and I'm going to pick the shade Kenya, I believe. Yes, I'm right. And this is just a smaller crease brush. Oh my god, a smaller crease brush. Oh god, the African in me came out there. So I apply that in the outer corner, and I am just blending that, through the outer corner and slightly into her crease as well. And then I'm going to repeat the exact same steps in the inner half of or the inner third of her eye. So just the outer third and the inner third. So I'm picking up the XURI Cosmetics palette, and I'm picking up the shade Panther. I do apologize, guys. I don't know why I cannot speak, which is just a matte black shadow. I really like that black. It's really pigmented. And I'm just repeating what I did with the shade Kenya. So outer, inner corner, packing it on, and then going back in and blending, buffing, smoking it out. And also through the crease as well. So I'm going to pick up the NYX Glitter primer, I believe it's called, and I love to use that NYX product with pigments, because I find that what it does is it keeps the pigments in place. It doesn't crease, it doesn't move. It wherever you place the NYX base is where the pigment stays, and I love it for that. So I'm just packing that on to the center of the lid where I didn't apply any shadow, and now I'm packing on the Concise eyeshadow from the collaboration with Medeaij and the Double Down Cosmetics. I am just zooming in so that you guys can actually see how beautiful this color is. It's a rich goldy bronzy. It's a very warm, very rich color. It's so soft. It applies beautifully. It blends out beautifully. It sits beautifully. I love it. So I'm just going in with my INGLOT 77 there, and I'm just lining the top of her eyes. I didn't use any falsies on Latoya today because she already had like eyelash extensions put in prior, a couple days prior. So there really was no need for eyelashes. So I'm just going to line straight across the band of the lashes, and then we'll start off with her face. So starting off with the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base Visage. I love to use this primer for people with like normal skin types. It's absolutely beautiful. I already cleansed, toned, and moisturized her face off camera. So we're going in straight with the primer. And I like to work this product with my fingers. So I'm tapping it into the skin and blending it out at the same time. I hope that makes sense. I find that the product just really performs well when it's warmed up a little bit like that. So once I have her whole face covered, I'm going to go on and apply my Delilah Natural Light Radiance liquid highlighter. It's a mouthful. It's essentially just a liquid highlighter. And I love to use this product underneath foundation. This particular one, I find it works really well with all skin types. It's a beautiful mix of like golds and like champagne colors. And it's just really, luminescent. Is that a word? And it just radiate light beautifully, and it comes through under the foundation really, really beautifully. I like to use this when I use like a matte foundation. It's just absolutely stunning. So there she is, face all glowed up and ready for foundation. So for foundation, I decided to use the Juvia's Place foundation in, oh god, I can't remember the shade I used, but I will leave everything down below, and I'm trying as much as possible to show the names and the actual shades of the products for those that might be helpful for. So yeah, so I'm going to apply the product on her face first with a flat foundation brush, and then I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques Instapop Cheek brush to blend the foundation in. And I am actually pressing in, as you can see. I find that this has worked fantastically well for me in recent months with making the foundation look really airbrushed on a person. So that's what I'm doing there, and I'm just really pressing it in. I wanted to zoom in a bit as well so that you could see the foundation on her skin and how beautiful it looks and how nicely it sits. This foundation is everything and then some. Literally, Juvia's Place can take all of my money because I'm buying every single shade that this foundation has. It is amazing. It lasts well throughout the day. It's beautiful. It's so comfortable. You don't even feel like there's nothing on your face. It's bomb, y'all. Any skin type literally can wear this foundation. It is bomb. So we're going to proceed on from foundation. Oh, no, we're not. Because what I then do is I pick up my damp sponge and I just go on to press the foundation in a bit more. What this does for me is it gets rid of the excess foundation, and it also helps to enhance an airbrush finish to the face. So now we're going to go in and highlight, and I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Erase Concealer in the shade Tan. So I will apply the concealer first in all the spots that I want to highlight before I go in to blend. And with my concealer, I like to let it sit for a bit because this concealer is really pigmented, as you can see, and it's super, super creamy. So I like to leave it on for about a minute or so before I go in to blend so that it just dries down a little bit and I can retain maximum coverage from it. So blending out, I like to go in with the brush first. I'm using a dual fiber stippling brush from Morphe. I can't remember the number. I will try to leave the names of everything I'm using down below. But if not, just ask me in the comments and I will answer. So like I did with my foundation, I like to blend with the brush first, and then I go in with the sponge again to help me get rid of the excess and just really press the product in. And with blending the concealer, I like to leave under the eyes for last because that gives the concealer time to dry up even more so that I get even more coverage from it. I hope that makes sense. So at this point, we got carried away, gisting, as you can see, because the gist was hot. The story was hot, fresh off the press. So we kind of got carried away, but I ended up blending her concealer off camera whilst we were still gisting. So now I'm gonna go back into my ZIKEL powder palette, and I'm just gonna pick a combo of highlighting colors, highlighting shades, and just use that to set the concealer. As you can see, I'm going in with a brush, and what I like to do is first off press a color similar or colors similar to the color of the concealer to set the concealer first, and then if I feel the need to, I then go back and bake. So that's what I'm doing here. Always remember to blend out the creases underneath the eyes before you go in with powder, because if you set the face with a crease, you'll end up with a creased under eye. So yes, so now I'm going back in again using the same Real Techniques brush and just packing the powder and really pressing it into the skin. So that's what she looks like right now. We ended up going into bake, and to bake, I love using my RCMA. It's one of the powders I love to use. This is universal. Anyone can use it. It is beautiful. It's super soft. and it just bakes a nice cake. Okay, so going back into the Fenty bronzer Coconutty, and I'm gonna go in and use that to kind of bronze contour, if you will. I didn't cream contour her face today. Sometimes I just find powders just work brilliantly well. Creams be too extra sometimes. So I'm just going in and defining her face with the bronzer, adding structure, adding depth, back definition back into the face. So once I finish contouring or bronzing, I'm also doing the nose. My bad, completely forgot about that part. So I'm going to go in and use the same bronzer to define her nose as well, and then I go into blush. So I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place Saharan Blush Volume 1. And again, I'm mixing it with my palettes, guys. I like to mix powder palette, blush palettes, because I find it's the only way I actually get around to using the products. So I'm just tapping again, pressing the product into the skin because we want to retain pigmentation. And I'm just pressing the blush where I need it to be. So I asked her to smile a little bit for me. And now I am pressing the blush in. Everyone does it differently. Some people say don't smile because when you stop smiling, the blush drops. The smiling technique works for me. I'm happy with it. I love the results I get from it. So yeah. So now I'm going to go in and dust off the bake, and I'm just using powder colors close to her skin tone this time. And I'm just using that to dust off the bake. And I find that using colors or powder colors close to your skin tone, well, for me anyway, it works well because it just dials down the brightness a little bit. Unless, of course, you want to stay super, super highlighted, then just go in and dust the powder off on its own. But I like to bring things down a little bit. I'm a little bit conservative like that. So I'm just dusting the powder off using her skin color powder or her complexion powder, still from my ZIKEL Cosmetics palette. Yeah. And we'll just carry on doing that until it's all done. So now to finish off the eyes, I'm going to use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil. I think this shade is called Emeralds. I just wanted to add a little bit of color somewhere on the eyes. So I'm just lining her lower waterline with the pencil, and then off camera, because I forgot to turn it back on, I just went ahead to smoke her lower lash line using the shades Kenya from the Juvia's Place palette. So now I'm going to use the NYX spray, and I'm going to use that to demattify her face before I go on to apply a highlighter. This is a beautiful it's a multitasking spray according to what is written on the bottle. So yeah, so now this is where we're at. We're going to go in and start to highlight now, and I'm going to start off with the Vanessa Myricks Enlight powder. I love this powder. It's rich, it's beautiful, it's super pigmented, it's gorgeous. So I work that one first on top of the blush because I want to slowly build up my highlight. And as you can see, it's a beautiful coppery highlighter, really warm. So on top of that, now I'm going to go on with the Double Down Medeaij, the Confidence highlighter. This highlighter, listen, the best thing that I think is happened to me on my highlighting game this year. It is amazing, so pigmented, so soft, so beautiful. It's completely free of any toxic materials, so it's healthy for me, for the environment. It's a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. It's so soft and it complements every skin tone. I've used it for everyone across the board. It is beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So I'm really just working the highlighter into the parts of the face that the light hits naturally and that I want to pull forward. So once I'm done highlighting her face, now we're going to go on to the lips. So I'm starting off with Chestnut from MAC, and it's just a lovely rich brown lip liner. So I'm going to go on to line her lips with the pencil first, and then for her lipstick, I believe that I used the Huda Beauty matte liquid lipstick in the shade Trendsetter, and I blended that into the liner. And then on top of that, because I wanted a little bit of gloss to the lips, I added on the Fenty Beauty gloss bomb, and that pretty much just summarized the look. I hope that you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I wanted my first video to be one of me talking so that I can kind of reintroduce myself, and you guys can kind of remember what I sound like. So I've got a couple more videos coming, guys, that I'm excited to share with you. I hope that you enjoyed this one. If you got any questions, comments, talk to me in the comment section, guys. Like, I'm here, I'm all ears, and I can't wait to like just get back into the swing of things. So yeah, let me know if you're going to be checking out Double Down Cosmetics, because they do have some pretty bomb products. And if you do, let me know what you get or what you have. And yeah, let's just talk in the comments, guys. I'm sorry I'm rambling on a bit. You know, it's a bit weird for me getting back into it, but I will get my mojo back. Until I see you in the next one, guys, I love you all. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.